Fast Break fam, what it did, what it does, what it's doing. I usually don't take interest in making news videos like this. I prefer to wait until the game comes out to start my digging to keep myself from having high hopes and expectations get undermined. But I gave it some thought and came to the conclusion that should help spread the solid concrete news about 2K20 that's been leaking, or should I say, been distributed throughout the community these past weeks or months. As you all most likely will know, the prelude/demo, or whatever you guys want to call it, is dropping on the 21st this month, which is 16 days away as of August 5th. It falls on Wednesday 2 weeks from now. There's been screenshots of 2K20 player models given to us by their Twitter page, in which I can guess you could say it teases at the graphics, but I honestly believe to see slight improvements rather than major, but who knows. 3-point ratings have also been revealed for a few players along with the rating reveals. Some of the NBA's top shooters from 2K's perspective may shock some of you depending on how many of you watch the NBA religiously. Hilariously enough though, some YouTubers were clearly confused, outraged, and out of touch with the league when they dropped some reaction videos on how they felt about the ratings. But without further banter, let's get into the first section I want to cover, which is ratings and player models. I apologize in advance because this is a pretty intricate list with unnecessary alphabetical order, I might add, and I'm sorry if I missed a few screenshots that you guys may have expected. Starting with overall, Elise Johnson with a 71, Andre Drummond with an 86, Anthony Simmons with a 72, Anthony Davis with a 94, Bam Adebayo with a 79, Ben Simmons with an 87, Boban Marjanovic with a 75, Clint Capella with an 85, Damian Lillard with a 92, Damian Dotson with a 75, De'Aaron Fox with an 86, Derrick Rose with an 80, Donovan Mitchell with an 88, Eli or Eli Akobo with a 71, Eric Gordon with a highly snubbed 78 in my opinion, Evan Fournier with a 78, Frank Ntilikina with a 73, Gary Harris with a 79, MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo with a 96, Ian Mahinmi with a 73, James Harden with a 96, Jaren Jackson Jr. with the 82, Jason Tatum with an 85, a pointless Jimmy Butler teaser. I mean, come on, 2K. The wait for the release isn't bad enough, and here you are with overall teasers? Joel Embiid with a 91. Another overall tease on Karl Anthony Towns. Kawhi Leonard tied with LeBron at 97. Kemba overall tease. Alright. Kevin Durant with the 96. Kyle Kuzma with an 84. Kyrie Irving with the 91. LeBron James tied with Kawhi at 97. Lonzo Ball with an underwhelming 79. Marc Gasol with an 82. Mike Conley with the oddly overlooked 87. This dude is truly an underdog. Miles Bridges with the 76. Nicholas Batum with the 77. Paul George with a 93. Just 1 point short for double takeover eligibility, but it's bound to improve once the season starts. And I'm only saying that because he's my favorite player. I'm biased. Ricky Rubio with a 78. Rudy Gobert with an 88. Sekou Doumbouya with a 73. Terrence Ross with a decent rating of 79. Troy Brown with a 73. Willie Hernan Gomez with a 76. And finally Zion Williamson with an 81. Moving on to the top 5 3-point ratings in the game. Of course Stephen Curry still has a 99. I mean, come on, we all saw this happening. He must be guard literally at half court. At half court. Let that sink in. Second in line is the other half of the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson. He has range as well, but spots up majority of the time. But don't let that get you into thinking that he is not consistent, in which he has this rating. If he wasn't consistent, he wouldn't have this rating. Third is the 3-point contest winner, Joe Harris. Of course, he was going to get a 3-point rating boost. He's a 3-point contest winner. He proved himself. Fourth is JJ Redick, in which I'm glad he made this list. I am a fan of his jump shot, along with Kyle Korver's and Eric Gordon's. And last but not least is the former Oklahoma Sooner, Buddy Hield. Now that the ratings and player models are taken care of, we can move on to the miscellaneous screenshots that have no hints at anything juicy in terms of gameplay mechanics, but may be entertaining or worthwhile nonetheless, like this LeBron and AD screenshot. Here we have a list of clothing items that will be endorsed in the game that will most likely be worn by our mod players in the playground. and it looks as if we might have backpacks in the game, unless Sprayground has some ideas we don't know about. Most of these look like designer, and to be honest with you, you won't catch me in the playground wearing designer jeans. I always dress in basketball attire, but I could be wrong. Maybe they're designing t-shirts, shorts, socks, and accessories for the court instead of importing their staple products. Or could it be both? Who knows? Next in line is the soundtrack, and if you couldn't already tell, I have some of my select favorites playing in the background from the soundtrack, but I have to say, ever since 2K15, I have been disabling a lot of irrelevant, non-shoot-around, work ethic-inducing songs from the 2K playlist settings. Who do you know that plays basketball, or any sport for that matter, passionately and blasts Katy Perry or Billie Eilish into their head when they are trying to master their craft? Definitely not this guy. On a more positive note, there is this screenshot here alluding towards 2K and its influence on culture. You have a businessman and author, Steve Stout, who wrote a book on how hip-hop changed the rules of the new economy. Next to him is Don C, that made your Just Don attire in NBA 2K19's clothing store called Swags. He often does collaboration with Jordan and Nike. So in a nutshell, that means he is a clothing designer who will definitely be making a return next year. And as you guys saw on the last screenshot, Just Don was on that list. Then there's Cat, and I'm gonna be 100 with you. I don't know any reason he's there besides him being a professional athlete and a gamer. If I'm missing out on something in Cat's repertoire, please let me know down in the comment section. But for now, I think they're just putting NBA in that lineup of things that influence the culture, if you will. Lastly is Paul Rivera, the creator of the show The Shop, which is a talk show starring LeBron and features big names like Snoop Dogg, OBJ, Draymond Green, Candace Parker, and Jon Stewart, to name a few. Whew, now that we're done with that section, here we are with the meat and potatoes. I made this video for this reason right here, the gameplay blog news. Reading this, I got so excited when I started imagining things in my head about what a great game we're gonna get. But then again, I always come back to reality and remember cheesers and glitch heads exist. And you know what they bring every single year? Inevitably, patches. And patches are notoriously known for making 2K less fun in my part, playground, or quick game. It might even extend to my team. But the point is, it's ruining the game. But I do commend them for removing pushing from the game. God, that was atrocious. I'm not going to turn this into a story of my 2K life rant. Let's dive into it nonetheless. Right here, what you're looking at is an official NBA 2K post pulled from Facebook, and it is written by Mike Wayne. His signature is at the bottom. We're going to get there after we're done here. But they have, besides a little intro here that we're going to skip, they're talking about the topics of a motion engine upgrade, and it's crazy because they're talking about how fluid it's going to be with the ball handler, and they're going to be more aware of where they are on the court and who's around them. They're going to be doing a slow versus fast, aka big versus quick guards, you know, so you can actually ISO the bigs now with serious primal effectiveness. It's going to be savagery on the court. The next category, handles and sauce, they're going to be adding new dribble move size ups. They're going to make it easier to use dribble moves and combo. But like last year, just like they add moves, they're going to add more skill to dribbling. So if you just come in there, dribble, don't care about your stamina, just going head first, they're going to punish you. You're going to lose the ball. You're going to be more susceptible to turnovers, all types of things. Then here we have a little bit of a hint, a gameplay hint. I don't know. This is what I got excited about. It has ball handling styles. And this is something I'm not going to say I thought about, but I always had this idea, like, what separates a basketball player from other basketball players? And that's their signature, the way they move with the ball. DeMar DeRozan does not finish like James Harden, but they're both great finishers in the paint. And I always wanted more than something of a layup package. And it appears that we're going to get that, but not in finishing, but more in dribbling. So they have a list of styles: base, big, power, fundamental, quick, slasher, shifty, James Harden, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, Dennis Johnson, John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Tim Hardaway, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Isaiah Thomas, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Russell Westbrook. This is what I wanted. Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker, Stephen Curry, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. They are really calling themselves up on this. I'm not going to let my expectations down. I'm going to keep them high for the ball handling aspect of the game. But sadly, I'm going to make another big man next year. But I might be a power forward instead of a center. I might be making that move. Whew. Then they claim they're giving access to even more dribble moves for all the guards to use in their arsenals. They're talking about a behind-the-back rap escape, Luka Doncic's fake step back, his stutter chop steps, new sham gods, the Will Bynum Big 3 fake sham god that blew up on Instagram a couple months back, and also directional jabs and triple threat, mid-move step overs, shimmies, new first steps. Ooh, slashers are going to be so important this year. They're talking about first steps. Slash is going to be even more deadly. On top of that, they get spin dunks, euro dumps, hot. You know it. You played 2K19. Then we have on-ball defending, tweaks, improvements, and checks. Whew, they say here when guarding the ball, defensive players will see a small arrow under the ball handler indicating where they're leaning or attempting to go. So they took a piece from NBA Live. I'm kind of sad to see that, but that's what it is about competition in the market. NBA Live better learn or they're going to fade. I'm telling you, man, 2K's been taken from Live. Live took from 2K. And they have to keep building off of each other so we both can get a great game. Because both of these games, 2K is the most realistic. But both of these games are not realistic in terms of comparison, direct comparison to the NBA in real life. None of these games are realistic just yet. But 2K claims they're making a big step towards realism. They do every year. I don't want to get my hopes up just yet though. So they also have this thing where they're talking about indicator ring in terms of a solid circle or broken up line. And the broken up lines mean they're more susceptible to losing the ball and getting steals. So spamming, they said they basically are nerfing spammers who just use the lockdown. No, not even use spammers who abuse the lockdown position. So we saw a lot of that in 2K19 this year, but they're saying 2K20 spamming will not be the move. You're going to have to actually think and read the ball handler. And then we have rim protectors. Two different things. Lockdowns and rim protectors are two different things, but they're improving defense nonetheless. So rim protectors are going to get better contact if they cut off and predict what the person who's making the move towards the basket does. If they predict correctly and if they make the right move, contact animations are going to be played. There's a lot more contact animations for stopping the ball, probably even getting dunked on also, who knows. But they're saying that counters, basically counters, you're going to have to think more when stopping a slasher. And Slasher's going to have to Slasher's going to have to think more to get past the rim protectors, giving more moves for both sides. So it's going to be very, very tangible in the paint. Real tangible game in the paint. And just like my boy Mindframe said on one of his videos, we're going to get jukes. And basically pure sharps, anything with a sharp primary, such as stretches, because I want stretches to be off-ball players this year. I'm tired of screens with stretches. Like, they shouldn't even be dribbling in the first place. And the fact that I get a reach-in foul automatically because they have a 40-something ball control doesn't make sense to me at all, and it's not realistic. So hopefully stretches get jukes, cuts, and all these types of things to stop them from, what do you call it, dexing. Hopefully that's taken out too, because that was trash. That's not realistic. Dexing and them dribbling behind screens. Although watching Duke Dennis was very entertaining, I respect him because he actually dribbled with the stretch big. But at the same time, I'm sorry, man, big shouldn't be dribbling. But they'll find a way, just like they found a way this year. Off-ball collisions were reworked from the ground up to take advantage of the technical advancements we made to our body-up system over the past couple years. If you can read where your off-ball offensive opponents are trying to go, you can cut them off and put them in the box, making them work extra hard for every look. Screens are getting tweaked also, and here we are with the final chapter in this, and it's basically AI and how they're going to adjust to takeover and all those types of things. I'm gonna leave those screenshots and I'm gonna leave the link to the actual blog down in the description. But without further ado, guys, this is FastbreakDeuce signing out. Thank you for tuning in. And if this video lets you know something you did not know at all, why not consider leaving a like? And if you're new to the channel, why not consider subscribing? There's nothing but basketball over here. I love basketball. This channel is for the love of basketball. And if you share that love of basketball just as much as I do, or even if half as much as I do, why not consider subscribing? Without further ado, this is FastbreakDeuce signing out. Peace. Thanks for watching.